Now I am going to solve the boundary value problem. So I will illustrate using an example. Okay. So this is quite generic example, and we will you can solve using this Schrodinger equation and all that. So suppose I have my equation y double prime equal to omega squared y minus oscillator. Okay. So y is my like position and x is my time. In fact, this is more like a string, you know. So this is like string is the amplitude and x is my independent variable. Okay. So solution we know already. This solution is C1 cos omega x plus C2 sin omega x. And C1 C2 we find from initial condition. Initial condition here could be y equal to 0, sorry, x equal to 0. So please remember y is function of x. But I want to give you boundary values. So in this example I will tell you the value of the function at y equal to 0, sorry, x equal to 0 and value of the function at x equal to 1. And I tell you that value of the function at x equal to 1 is a. So it is not an initial value problem, it is a boundary value problem. So I give the values of y at 2 points. So initial conditions requires y and y prime, which you may not have many times. For string problem, we give the position of the string at the ends, or Schrodinger equation we say what is the value of the wave function at the ends. So this is what I am specifying, and I need to find the function y. Of course, this problem is easy, but in general how do I find it? So idea is to start from this point and assume some slope. This called, well, the first method I am going to use is called shooting method. Okay, you know this olden times the artillery. No, artillery they will shoot shells. Now suppose you want to hit a target, then you have to have a person who is very, I mean, they didn't have computers. So it has to, this person with experience will align that projectile in such a way it will fall on the target. Okay. So that is you need to find the slope, initial velocity, so that it hits the target. Okay. So that is what we will do here. So I have to find a slope so that I hit the target. Okay, exactly the same thing. So if I do it wrong, so let us say the target is, this is my exact value. If I start from with a higher slope, then I will overshoot. If I start with lower slope, then I will undershoot. Okay. So I have to basically reach here, this slope. So what is the idea? The idea is to use nonlinear equation solution. So my end point, this is my end point. End point is a function of slope. So I have to find a slope which will take me to the end point equal to 1. So that is the idea. Okay. So end point E is function of slope. So I just iterate my slope so that I hit that, I get the end point, desired end point, and the desired end point is A. For simplicity, well, for an illustration I use A equal to 1. Okay, is that clear? I mean, it is very simple actually. Okay, so we can use what scheme should I use? I can use one of the schemes where Newton method is not good. Why? Because I don't have I can't compute the derivative, right? This is a function, but I can't compute the derivative. So I can use midpoint scheme. Okay. So if I use the midpoint scheme, I start with 2 slopes. The next slope will be the average of the 2 slopes, and see whether it is taking you to the target. If not, then I have to choose the new slope to be either left or right. Right? Suppose the new slope happens to be, the average value happens to be this. Then what should be my next two slopes for the next iteration? The one below that and one above that. And how do I figure it out? So, this guy took me below, this guy took me above. Where does it take you? This one will take me below. So, slope which takes you below will be the right one, well maybe the left one, the slope which takes you above is the right one. So, you use left right and you converge. Is the idea clear? So, it is quite straightforward. So, let us run, well maybe I will show you another. So, this is how you do it. So, this is a simple Python code which can solve this problem. But please remember that I have fixed omega. So, I am going to, for this particular problem I will fix omega to pi by 2. Okay. So, I know the answer is sine of pi by 2x, because at x equal to 1 I want value of function to be 1. Okay. So, I am choosing omega to be pi by 2. So, this tells you how to solve the boundary value problem. So, to begin with, this was basically pi squared by 4. So, I was solving this equation. So, there is another set of problems which are called eigenvalue problems. So, what are eigenvalue problems? So, now this is going to y double prime is omega squared y minus. I am going to give you the endpoints, it is the same as string problem. The endpoints are value of the function is 0, okay, I get 0. Now, I have to find what are omegas which satisfies this this equation. Now, of course, there are many of them. Next is this, there are many of them, but omega is discretized, not all omegas are allowed, and this is eigenvalue problem, right. I mean, this is, you know, this eigenvalue problem. And so, how do I solve this problem? So, in fact, I apply exactly same procedure. However, so you have to be careful, here omega is unknown. In this point omega was, this was fixed, here omega is unknown. But look, if omega is unknown, let us take the first example, this one, the ground state. Okay, this is really the ground state Schrodinger equation within a particle in a box. Okay, infinite rather infinite wall. Okay. Now, this amplitude in this equation, any amplitude is possible. If I multiply y by a factor, does not matter. If y is a solution, alpha y is also a solution, correct. So, amplitude can't be fixed, but so what I do is, well, I can do one thing, that I can give you the slope as well at the left point. Look, here my unknown is omega. I give the endpoints, but I have one more, I have one more freedom. So, I can choose a slope, or I can also give you the height in the middle. In the Schrodinger equation, they say that put mod y square dx is 1. Okay. So, this is a constraint that will fix alpha. Okay. So, here I can say, well, I will give you slope. So, that in fact, you have to see the problem and you have to accordingly choose your solution. So, for this particular problem, I am going to start with y 0. So, what I will give you slope, so y 0, y prime 0, these are two things I will give you. Okay. Now start your solution. Is not guaranteed that you will, in fact very unlikely, is very unlikely that you will hit 0 here. So I am going to call it x equal to 2, 0, at x equal to 2 most likely you are going to with the same slope with omega. Now I have to change omega, I do not know my omega. For with the trial omega you are likely to just overshoot or undershoot. Okay. Then again we adjust my omega in such a way that I reach the target. So you can use the midpoint procedure like this, or if you want faster convergence, then this is the procedure. So you can choose the condition omega n plus 1, my solution, right, these are less than epsilon, the tolerance.
What should be the
Epsilon 10 power minus 6 is okay, depends on your requirement. So for this course 10 power minus 6 is very good. Okay. So this is how we converge. Here and here I will say my endpoint, if it reaches within epsilon I am okay, or for iterative procedure we do not look at the endpoint, we normally say Sn plus 1 slopes. So by the way, this is for a given omega, well, if I want to look for ground state I have to make a guess for this particular problem. So let's look at this solution. Okay. Well, my target is that I want to solve all possible y's. It allows many omegas, right, I just drive those functions. So y is equal to I assume it to be 0 at the y equal to x equal to 0. So C1 sin omega x. Okay. The other one is 0 because at x equal to 0 my function is 0. Now I want 2 omega to be equal to, it should be 0 at end point, should be n pi. So that gives you omega is equal to n pi by 2. So here for my computer program, if I choose a window, I have to start with 2 omegas initially. So if I choose my window, so my first solution is pi by 2. So this is around 1.5. So I would like to choose between 1 and 2. This is my omega 1 and this is my omega 2. Okay. But suppose I want the next solution which is pi, then what should be my new first two trial solutions? You should bracket 3, 3.14. So you should choose 3 and 4 and then you will converge. Okay. So if I start with 3 and 4 as my trial omegas, first two omegas, then I will get this. Okay. You can get all omegas, you just have to choose your first two values properly. But for this particular problem I know the answer, so I am happily playing around with it. Sometimes you do not know the answer, then you have to try and error, trial and error. But you can say, only you can claim that if I start with these 2 omegas, then my answer is the particular answer. But if I start with another 2 set of omegas, then I will get another answer. Okay. So but for okay, now let us look at the third problem, Schrodinger equation. So how shall I solve Schrodinger equation? Time independent Schrodinger equation. Okay. So it is psi double prime minus, I will remove h bar square 2m, all that, plus v psi is e psi. So e is the eigenvalue and psi is my eigenfunction. So in 1D how do I solve it? I try with 2 initial guesses for e's. Okay. So I start with E0 and E1. Yeah. Yes. So what do I want? So, if it is a bounded problem, the bounded problem will be I have the value of the function at the two ends. Let us assume particle in infinite well. So, I start with this value, my only condition is that here function must be 0, wave function. So, I start with whatever v it may be, v is evolving the wave function. So, I start with here and I keep going, I get my value of function psi at the end point to be not 0, but something else, then my solution is incorrect, right. So, I have to get to E2, E3. So, I keep correcting in such a way that you get finally wave function 0 at the end. So, v could be, I mean v I am okay with v equal to x. So, you have to solve this equation and find the end point. So, that is how you solve time independent Schrodinger equation. Now, problem will be how to find the amplitude of psi, because psi can be multiplied by any factor, correct. If psi is a solution, alpha is also a solution, that is where you implement mod psi square dx. Okay. So, what should be A in such a way that this is equal to 1. So, you take your trial solution, your numerical solution and find this to be let us say half, then you know how much psi should be corrected. So, its correction is A. So, you absorb this A into psi, that is it. Okay. Now, some of you are trying to solve infinite I mean well, I may not have nice wall, you know. So, suppose I want to solve for potential which is oscillator potential, then I will start with minus infinity, but in computer I can't have minus infinity. But if this my energy is such a way that I am bounding between minus 1 to 1, then minus 50 is good. Okay. So, start with there and assume wave function to be 0 and shoot. So, it will go okay. So, these are numerical solutions. By the way, all this very idealized problem of oscillator, particle in a box, you never encounter in real life. So, people who do electronic designs, they have to deal with walls, they have to deal with many walls, you know. So, you got a structure could be like this and electron is confined here. So, you have to solve for this kind of boundaries. So, you hardly encounter very idealized problems, and this has to be done numerically, there is no other option. Okay. Okay, so I will run these codes, I will run basically two programs. So, this is the first code, people there can come here, I can't make the size bigger. Okay. You are able to see? Idea is to okay. So, there is Euler scheme, I should basically do Runge-Kutter's second order, but okay, this for illustration. So, given the initial condition at t final, initial condition is here, initial time is here, I will tell you what is the value of y and y prime. Now, these are second order equations. Okay. So, I am solving this equation in fact. So, second order equation means I have to solve, if I want to solve numerically, then it has to be broken into y prime equal to p and p prime equal to f well y p. So, this is here minus pi squared by 4. So, this we had did it before, no. I mean, this is I have to solve two first order ODEs. So, two first order ODEs I will solve. So, this is how I solve it. So, this is my y prime solution and this is my p prime. do I need to belabor on this? This is like position and this is like velocity. So, x dot is velocity and v dot is the force, acceleration, and this is minus omega squared y, okay, and omega is chosen to be pi by 2, okay, exactly this. So, I know how to solve this one. This is initial value problem. So, I am trying to solve boundary value problem using initial value problem, but by trying to find the right slope. That is the basic idea. So, I have my initial time, final time, dt is this, tolerance is, I made it pretty large, I want to do it quickly. So, I choose two slopes, slope 1 and slope 2, 0.1 and 10. Okay. What is the slope for this problem? Correct slope is pi by 2. Okay. So, I am bracketing between, just take the derivative of this, which is cos pi by 2 pi by 2 and x equal to 0. So, it is pi by 2. So, I am bracketing between 1.1 and 10. I am stupid, I mean I can do better, but I do not know the answer. So, let me bracket between 0.1 and 2, and I iterate it, solve this initial value problem. With this slope, I find the end point, which is y minus 1 0. I am looking for the position y, not y prime. So, that will give me the value of the function at the end point. Okay. I find n2, which is again from the solution. So, I have got the two endpoints, I basically got this one and that one. Now, I have to see whether these endpoints, the difference in endpoints is less than, if it is greater than tolerance, then I have to loop. If less than tolerance, then I have to stop. So, if it is greater than tolerance, then I choose the new slope, which is the mid slope, average slope. So, I average it, I find this one, and again now I find the end point. So, I use Euler scheme, I get the end point. Now, I see whether the end point is greater than 1, means if my end point is, if this mid slope takes me here, then this should be the slope in the right side of the solution. So, if that is the case, then my slope 2 will be slope p. So, slope 1 remain unchanged, but slope 2 has changed. But if y minus 1 is less than 1, else the slope 1 will be replaced by slope p, and my end point is that, and iterate this, and we should converge. Well, I also print it, and once we converge, we have the answer. Okay, so let us run it and check. Okay, so it took 10 steps. So, this is a iteration step. This is my initial set of slopes. Well, this is initial left one. Well, I did not write the initial one. Okay. So, this is in the loop. So, this is the average of the two, 10 plus 0.1 by 2, 5.05, and these are the endpoints, which are not 1, right. I mean, this is away from 1. And so, this was endpoint coming from 0.1, which is somewhere here, and 10 will give you slope somewhere there, endpoint somewhere there. So, it was wrong, then I correct it. So, I get here. So, basically I iterate and I basically converge to 1.55, 1.598. So, this is pi by 2. If I decrease my tolerance, then I will get a better answer. These are my slopes. How does the plot look like? Now, why the answer I got? So, it is already plotted, I believe. Okay, so, this is my answer. So, I start with from here, and this is y equal to 1. Okay. Okay. So, this is the first problem, shooting method. Given the two boundaries, I solved for y. Now, eigenvalue problem. So, okay. So, the code is again very simple. So, I am trying to solve this eigenvalue problem. My omega is unknown, but I start with y 0 and y prime 0. So, I will give the slope as well. Okay. But my omega, I will choose left omega and right omega, well, two initial omegas. I will not solve by midpoint method, but I will solve using secant method. Okay. So, given 2 omegas, I can find the next omega. Remember, I do not know omega is a function of omega is the end point is function of omega. My end point is my target function, okay, and I am changing omega so that I get the end point correctly. Okay. So, what do I do? Again I use Euler scheme to get to the end point. That is my in fact, by the function need not be f of x. Okay, you should think of function as given the input, what should be my output. In fact, computer really helps you to think of a weird kind of functions. So, this is my function which end point is my function. Okay, end point. So, I start with okay, I given you slope as 0.1. So, my initial condition is my slope is 0.1 and my initial value initial is this. I start with 0. Okay, 0.1. So, 0 and slope is 0.1. Okay, omega 1 is 1, omega 2 is 4. Now, which is which one? Actually, I should not use 1 and 4. Let us use 1 and 2. So, I am looking for the pi by 2 solution, the ground state, because omega, the first solution is pi by 2, which is bracketed between 1 and 2. So, now this part is bit tricky part, well, not tricky, but there is nice features of Python. So, I time step it. So, I get the end points. So, end point 1 remains as it is, sorry. The next step, what should I do? I have to replace in secant scheme. I just shift. Okay. So, I have n minus 1 and n. So, when I iterate this, then I go to n plus 1. So, I was using these two values, but now I have to choose these two values, correct. So, my n1 and n2 are replaced by n2 and the new end. If I do not use this, this is a nice feature, n1 will be replaced by n2. So, this will replace here, and n2, this one will be replaced by new n1, new n2 coming from this. Otherwise, I had used temp variable. So, these 3 lines are done in one line. Okay, C code will take 3 lines. You use the temp variable and all that. It does well. Temp is not required. At least 2 lines is required. What about omegas? So, omega 1 is replaced by omega 2. So, this will become my first omega, and next omega will be obtained by this. So, this function, look at it, is omega 2, which is the current one, minus value of the function, this value of the function, and this one, which is ratio, omega 2 minus omega 1 divided by n2 minus n1. Okay. So, this is my new omegas, and I again print omega 1, omega 2, and I will just see how, when I converge. So, I am trying to find omega which will give me the correct end point. Okay. So, let us run it. Okay, so it converges very quickly. So that took 10 steps earlier, remember slope method, but this converges in 3 steps. So this is Newton, I mean is a slight variation of Newton. So these are the 2 omegas, which is close to pi by 2, and these are the endpoints which are close to 0. Okay, and yeah. Okay, I am coming to that. I'll just. So let's plot this. I hope. Okay, so this is my value of the y. So it is 0 here at 2. I wanted it to be 0 at 2. Well, it's not 0 0, but it's close to 0. And initial slope is 1. You can just check. 0.1. Okay, now he is asking what if I change my omega brackets from 1 to 4, right. So let's try first 3 to 4. So I am looking for this solution 3 to 4. This one I know that I will get to this. Okay, so let's try 3 to 4. So my omega 1 is 3 and omega 2 is 4. Run again. Okay. So what are my omegas, new omegas now? These are the omegas. And what is this? Pi, right? So that's what I wanted, pi. And what does it correspond to? This solution. Okay. So this solution should come. So this is the next solution. Now if we start 1 to 4, then I do not know which, there are 2 possibilities and it can hit upon. So that if the 2 solutions, then the iterative, these procedures can depend on the initial condition, it can go to either of the 2. So these are called optimization problems or going to the solution root finders. A root finder, if there are multiple solutions, then you can hit any one of them, or you may not get to any one of them. So root finders have well, I mean I can easily show you some examples where Newton's method will not work if I do not choose your right conditions, right initial condition. Okay. So let us use 1 to 4 since you asked, but I believe it will converge to one of the 2. What? 4.71. What is this? 3 pi by 2? It went outside 4. Well, actually this can go out, this is not bracketed. So this 3 pi by 2. Yeah, so this is gone to the next solution. So this is a third solution, which is okay, it's got a third solution. So which is the next one, 3 pi by 2. Okay, that solution. So depends if you you have to choose your bracket properly. It is bad, but now these are higher order functions. Okay, now Wiggles are coming. So Euler is not a good idea. Okay, so I should use at least Runge-Kutta second order. My dt should be smaller. So I have let's try to, I will not change Euler, but I will make dt smaller. So let's make it 001. Let's first kill this. Okay, so it is getting better. So if you use RK2, it will get quite nicely. Okay. Okay, so these boundary value problems.